Hello everybody, it's Mary with Stamps-N-Lingers, and it is Saturday night at 7 o'clock, which means it is time for a video tutorial. I'm just going to get myself biggish over here and make sure that I'm transmitilating. I see my little hand moving, so it appears that it is working, and I can start to see people as they show up. I see people are here, so we'll go ahead and get started. So I'm pretty certain you were able to figure out this morning that I was using the Flowering Fields DSP. Hey, Mary. Hi, Angie. Hi, Rosie. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Jean. Everybody, I appreciate y'all joining me tonight. Hello, Carol. The downside, as I said this morning, of cutting paper is you get a lot of time to look at all the paper, which is good because it's gorgeous, but it's bad because it makes cards start in your head, and I want to make them right then, and instead I'm cutting shares. Hey, everybody. Appreciate y'all joining. And yay, you got me live, Melissa. Thank you so much for caring enough to want to get me live. I appreciate that. So as I was cutting the Flowering Fields, I was seeing that the fronts and the backs were just perfectly matched together. And so I had seen a sketch from the Global Design Project with these alternating strips, and my brain said, geez, you could just put those together and that would be easy peasy. Well, when I made the card in my head, that's all it had. I never got any further than that. I had these pieces and a sentiment. And then as I started making it, I thought, well, it would be fun to have a windmill on there. And then I thought, well, it would be fun to have a bike on there. And then it would be fun to have a whole bunch of little tulips. So it kind of jumped up from very, very fast to still fast, but a little more intensive. So let's go ahead and get started. Before we get going, I want to put a little plug. I try not to do this very often, but I want to do this because this is the last day for the special bundles. And if you enjoy this card, I can tell you, you can get all of the things you need to make it with my Forever Florals bundle number 2. All right. You'll get the Flowering Tulips and Tulip Fields bundles. You'll get the Daffodil Daydreams bundle, which is not used on this card, but is a wonderful set. You'll get Wildflower Path, Flowering Fields DSP, this beautiful paper, and a pack of brushed brass butterflies, and you'll get the Evening Evergreen window pane ribbon for free. Okay? Now, you could buy all of that, pay your shipping and tax, pay around $240, or you can cash in on my special bundle and get it for $186 all in. But you're also going to get your celebration goodies. So if all you ordered was this one bundle from me, you would get to pick either 3 $50 levels, which, oh, by the way, includes the Daffodil Afternoon DSP, which is quite gorgeous, or one $50 level and $100 level. Combine this one with another couple of bundles, and you'll get all the celebrations, lots more. And I will also send you a pack of labels that you can use. You can print out on your Avery labels to put on the back of each of your new stamp sets for the new catalog, the January to June mini. Okay, so don't miss out. It ends tonight. If your order is in my inbox tomorrow morning, we'll count it. Otherwise, when you wake up on Monday, probably it'll be gone. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. What I wanted to just tell you though is this one actually uses this bundle, the Tulip Fields bundle, which includes the Windmill Fields. My goodness, that's awfully hard to say. Windmill Fields. Okay, there we go. And it also uses Flowering Tulips. Now, Flowering Tulips is the die set that, are we still centered? Yes, that has the 3D tulips that you can make, and I'll be making some tulips with this in the next week or so, and maybe even for our next video on Thursday on the YouTube video. All right, but right now all we're going to use is this bundle and the sentiment from this set. Okay, all right, side. Okay. So I have everything cut out, and it will all be on tomorrow's blog, so you don't have to do anything but watch. Okay, I'll bet you do. Linda, I could tell my last name, my maiden name was Vandeveer. So yeah, I hear you. I love these tulips. Okay, now I did cut out, and I'm kind of jumping ahead just a little bit because I want to show you a little cardstock saving tip. From Early Espresso, which also coincidentally is the color of my mats, I have cut the detailed windmill body and the blades. All right. So this, I've shown you this before, all right? But I wanted you to see it again. You can actually get both of those die cuts from the mat that you're going to use for your card front. Okay, so I don't always do this, to be honest, because a lot of times I forget. But when I do remember this trick is when I pull that last sheet of a color of cardstock out and I think, oh, I might ought to be a little bit skosh with it. So just remember this. I would, however, not recommend doing that on your inner liner, because if you've got this over all of those die cut holes like that and you try to write, it's not going to be pretty. Okay, so it's fair game to do it on your card front, but I would not do it on the inner liner. That is just me. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this matted up. This is one of the beautiful Poppy Parade designs, very geometric. You can see we have petal pink clouds on the back. This is flowering fields, obviously. I don't think I need to say that 12 more times today, so I'm just going to say the DSP, and you know I mean flowering fields. Alrighty? Okay. Side, side. Okay, okay. I don't know why I'm doing that today. I don't know. It's one of those days, you know what I'm saying? Picking up what I'm putting down? Alrighty, so there we go. And then from the beautiful daffodil strewn paper, I cut, you can actually see this is 2 cards worth. I had a 6 by 12 inch piece of this paper. This is what it is on the back. And I just cut stitched rectangle dies from it. And the die that I've used for this, I've used 2 of them. No, sorry about that. Hopefully it'll come back. Hopefully it'll come back. Okay, are we back? Somebody give me a thumbs up if I'm back. Looks like I'm back. Thumbs up? Okay, good. I'm back. Okay. Whew. Oh, note to self, should always put everything on. I forgot to do the whole do not disturb thing. Sorry about that. Okay, so I cut all of my DSP rectangles with this die, which is the third from the smallest on the skinnier stack of stitched rectangles. And then my sentiment is the next one down. Okay, so just 2 of these dies, that's all you need from stitched rectangles. Okay. So first off, we're just gonna get them arranged in a way that makes us happy. I wouldn't put the tulips upside down, but hey, you do you. And you can kind of match your color bands if you like, or you can, you know, not. Do however makes you the most happy. What I did do is I kind of angled the top, made the next one straight and cheated to the right, angled the next one kind of opposite the top, cheated back to the left, and then like so, kind of straight on that bottom one. Okay, so that's how I'm going to lay it out. And you can absolutely just do a couple of different, you know, doohickeys. Hey, Pam, appreciate you joining. All right, so I'm just going to pick this up, and I'm going to do better than I did on my first one. I'm going to actually adhere this one first because it's a lot easier than trying to slide it. And I know it was pretty much just straight and pretty much right there. You can also, if you want, you could just put a little glue kind of not around the edges of this piece, and then you would be able to tuck it under, which is actually what I did on the very first one. Because I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking. Possibly, and this is very likely, I wasn't thinking very well at all. Hey, Faith, yes, this is truly gorgeous paper. It's truly gorgeous. I really do love it a lot. I really do love it a lot. Remember, you can kind of get away with being skosh with this white glue, the liquid glue, because it squishes pretty good. And we're going to cover that piece right there. Okay, so that's all there is to that. And if it worries you that that's sticking up, just stick a little more glue in there. All right, there we go. Like so. Boom, bada bing, bada bang. Hey, Chris from Australia. You guys are still locked down pretty hard, huh? Or are you in a part of the world that is not locked so hard? All right. Now, cinnamon cider is the color of the body, the solid portion of the body of my windmill. And I cut the, as you already saw, the detailed one from my mat for my card front. And I'm just going to use a little liquid glue here. If you like using the adhesive sheets, this would be a real good spot to do it. It's out of my cross check. I guess I need to put those sheets like right smack on my table so that I see them every time. Although in truth, I'd probably still use the liquid glue. I am a liquid glue girl. There's no way around that. I mean, I really don't have anything to say except that. Oh, good, Chris. I'm glad you're not locked down yet. Or right now, at least. That's a good thing. Oh, I'm like going, where's my card front? Where in the world is my card front? I can't even find my card front. Okay. That's so sad and pitiful. All right. So before I assemble my windmill, I want to see where it's going to go on my card so that I can be sure that that my windmill blades aren't going to be in my way. So I'll lay it on my cinnamon cider card base like that. And then I know that I can push it this far with impunity. I can push it this far with impunity. So I'm going to leave it right there and go ahead and just adhere that to the windmill. Adhere the blade to the windmill with it on the card. Like that. Yep, that works. Okay, and now I can go ahead and put liquid glue on the back of the windmill itself and on the blades. And then set it right back down in place where I had it. Well, you know, close to where I had it. Sort of like where I had it. A little bit closer to where I had it. Like that. Okay. Like so. All right. And then just lay those little boogers down. Lay them booger down. Lay them down. Lay them down. Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting time that we live in, for certain, sure. Now I'm going to do something here. You guys are familiar, I'm certain, because they're wonderful, with the brushed metallic adhesive back dots. So these were in the July to December mini catalog, right? Which means when it left, when the catalog retired on the 3rd, these disappeared from an active catalog. So they're not in the January to June catalog. They're obviously not in the 2021-2022 catalog, but happily they are still available, okay? So you might just want to write down 156506 and remember that, because you can order those through the online store. You just won't see them in a catalog. I'm hoping that we'll see them when the new annual catalog comes out this summer. That's where I'm hoping they are, because that'll mean we get them for a solid year. I'm just going to take one of the little brass looking ones and put it right there, because I'm pretty sure it would have some kind of metal there, don't you think? I mean, hello, it has to have metal or it would not be right. Okay. All right. So we'll put that aside, and then I'm going to, I have a sentiment, not that side, this side. When you screw up one side, use the other side. That's why it has two sides. And I am going, now normally, I would put this on with Stampin' Dimensionals, because that's just how I roll, and I think y'all have figured that out. But because I am adhering the little tiny thinly cut bicycle, I'm not popping anything up. So I'm going to go ahead and place this where it's going to go. You'll see I have it still on my card front so that I can see where I'm at, because I want to overlap that off the edge of my mat just a smidgen. A smidjola, tiny bit, smidjola, that is card maker for tiny bit. Okay, there. Now, I could not decide what color bicycle. So I cut a Poppy Parade one. That's not it. A Poppy Parade one. I love this little bicycle, so I cut a lot of them. I cut a cinnamon cider, and I cut pumpkin pie. So I'm gonna see, what do you guys think? What do you think? Poppy Parade cinnamon cider. Now, I know what I went with on my sample, but I've moved it out of the way, so perhaps you can't see it. What do you guys think? Yes, the Windmill house is partially covered, Marilee. That is true. What do you guys think? All those in favor of pumpkin pie? Thumbs up. Do I know if the bicycle cuts out the one from Timeless Tulips? I don't know. If you mean the the stamped portion, I would say probably not. If you look at this die, it would have, it would have to be seriously, seriously exact. Is Timeless Tulips active right now? Hang on a second, I'll look. I'm thinking we're not on the same sheet of music there. Because there is no bicycle in Timeless Tulips. Not sure what we're talking about. And your comment has scrolled out, so sorry. Sorry. All right, yeah, I am in agreement. Pumpkin pie is the best, which is why it finally made the cut. I only had to make 3 to get there. So what I'm going to do is I am going to adhere it with liquid glue. I'm not going to put any glue right now on the basket, okay? And I'm going to show you why in just a second. I initially did. I put the glue on the basket and I stuck it on, and then I thought, gosh, if I was living in Holland and I had all those tulips around, I would for certain sure be toting some tulips in my bicycle basket, right? Okay, yes. So... oh, the bicycle and retired sheltering tree. I am not sure. Sorry, Linda. I'm not really helping you. I'm not really helping you out very much. I'm so sorry. So, I wanted some little tulips, and this little die right here, which is in the Windmill Fields die set, cuts out little tulips, but it cuts out a little border like this. So I thought to myself, I have a little border of some tulips, and I have some paper snips. So I cut the little tulips out. Like that. They don't have to be perfect. You can really barely see them, but you can actually tell that they are tulips. So I'm just going to cut a few of these. Depending on whether you're left or right-handed, it'll tell you which ones cut better for you. I like these ones, the top ones. These ones. I said these ones. So I've got a few in saffron, and then I'm going to cut a few out of this Poppy Parade. Because I initially put 5 in, and then I thought, well, 7 or 9 would be better. Because you'd have a full basket, right? You wouldn't go with just you wouldn't bike all the way to the flower marketplace and then buy 3 tulips. No, you wouldn't. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to employ my tweezers and some liquid glue. And I am going to, hey Lori, this is a great set to be excited about. I am going to make my liquid glue cooperate. Gosh, silly thing. And then I'm just going to tuck these in to the basket, by which I mean, under the basket, like that. I'll do another Poppy Parade one under there, because they're kind of hidden. But they will make an impact, I assure you. You will know that they are there when they get there. And I think now that you've seen them, you would know if they weren't there. That's what I think. And I just made that up totally. Let's see, now we'll put a saffron. Like that. And another saffron. I like the saffrons because they kind of pop. So this is a little fiddly, but I think it's worth it. I do. I really do. I really, really do. Because I love them. These little tiny flowers like that. Little tiny flowers. Little tiny Hey, come back here. Sometimes tulips will attempt to get away from you. Have you noticed this? Maybe you haven't. If you've never attempted to wrangle a tiny tulip, you maybe don't know that it will try to get away from you. I can assure you it will. And then you can just kind of decide when to quit. You know, when do you stop? That's the question. How many tulips is enough tulips? We don't know. Till you get tired of fiddling with it, I guess. There we go. I'm going to put one more right in the middle, like so. There we go. Perfect. And then I'm just going to pick this little basket up and put a little dab of glue under there and glue it down. Boom. Now, because no tulip field worth its salt is complete without flutterbys, and I happen to have a whole pack of brass butterflies. This is my favorite embellishment ever, so I'm going to use like 1 billion of them probably during the course of this catalog. I probably ought to just buy like a case. And it occurred to me after I put my tulips in that this little guy would probably perch right on that basket like that. Don't you think? I mean, isn't that where you would be if you were a butterfly? Yeah. And then I'm putting one over here. And then I've gone to the big ones now. I used the little one on the sentiment and a little one on the basket. And then I've got a couple of larger ones out here in the field. See how I said that like a real artist? Out in the field. Yeah, there we go. So 3, 4, 5. I've still got my odd numbers. And there we go. That is your card front right there. Love, love, love. She says modestly. Okay, let me put that aside. And now I'm going to attempt to show you how I did the innards. And the only reason I say attempt is because I am a little bit limited in how far over my card piece I can get. All right, so this little stamp right here is from the Tulip Fields, okay? And it's the one I used. I'm going to stamp it twice on the bottom of my Very Vanilla panel. And my first time, flowers. That could have been maybe. Don't know. I'm going to do my first one in Poppy Parade. And you may not be able to see it very good because I need to pull it to where I can make it straight-ish, at least as straight-ish as I can get it. And I'm going to go right across the bottom with the Poppy Parade one, like so. And then while I have Poppy Parade out, I'm going to do the same on the front of my Very Vanilla envelope. Kind of get it straight. Pull it back to me. Sorry, guys, if you can't. I hope you can still see it, but you maybe not. I don't know. I want it to be straight-ish. Straight as I can get it. Oh, that's good. Okay, now I'll clean my stamp. Close my Poppy Parade. Hey, Linda, hello. Your little man, Finn, is out sleeping. He's sleeping. He's sleeping. But I will definitely tell him hello for you. All right, the second stamped image is going to be in Daffodil Delight. Why didn't they call it Tulip? I don't know. And then I'm just kind of overlapping it and offsetting it a little bit. Does that make sense? It will make more sense when you see how it's stamped, like so. And that's all there is. Now, if you wanted to maybe pull out Blackberry Bliss and do another layer, you certainly could. I kind of liked it with just the 2 colors. But that's just me. And we'll do the same here on our inner liner. So all I'm doing is I have a stray tulip. I told you they were hard to wrangle. All right, and I'm just offsetting the flowers and trying to make it straight. 2 things. When you're doing stamps like this, do your dark one first so that you can see it through the block easier. Okay, and then do the light one next. That is the same tip as when you're doing multi-step stamping, where you're like, for example, if you were stamping the tulips. You would stamp your darker images first so that you have them to line up with, and then come over the top with the subsequent layers as you get lighter in ink. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and mat this. Oh, good. I'm glad you could see it. Hey, Dancing. Oh, yeah, I remember that one. The bike, and it had flowers, a dog, or hearts that you could stick in the basket. I do remember that. That's been a couple of catalogs back, huh? Thank you, Vicki. Appreciate it. This is definitely one that the DSP does the bulk of the work. It really does, because it's just gorgeous. I mean, you know, serious. All right, here we go. And then we'll put it into our cinnamon. That's not it. That's my sample. I shouldn't try to put that in that one, because that would be weird. All right. And here we go. Boop, boop, boop. Like so. I'm loving the color palette, right? The yellow and the Poppy Parade and the cinnamon cider and early espresso. It is making me very happy. Oh, thank you, Karen. And then we're going to see how fun that is? I think that's kind of cool, actually. When I first did it, I was like, I could make a card out of that. And then I thought, come on, man. Don't be silly. Don't be silly. Don't be so silly. Righto. Y'all, yesterday we went somewhere, and Finn can always tell when I'm getting ready to go somewhere, because I like, you know, brush my hair. And I'll usually put jeans or something on, so he sees me changing, and he gets excited because he wants to go. But it was a place we really couldn't take him. So as I went into the closet to get my shoes, I said, oh, you can't go, I'm sorry. And I hadn't gotten his kennel bone. I hadn't done anything else. I just walked into the closet and I got my shoes. And when I came back out, he was already curled up in the corner of the kennel. Like, okay, I'm ready. I hadn't said anything about kenneling up or anything. He's just so smart. He's such a smart dog. I'm just saying. Just saying. All right, and so there is our card and our innards. And all I need to do now is put a little more of the DSP on my envelope flap. No, that is true, Karen. I do not brush my hair and put makeup on. Why do you think this isn't? I don't have that fancy split screen thing where you can see my face. I've actually thought about doing it, and then I was like, man, they might expect me to put makeup on. Here's a question. Would you expect me to put makeup on if I did a video where you could see my face at the same time that you are watching my hands? There's the question. This is an important question for me. All right, we'll give that a little rub. No makeup required. Okay, I'm down with that. It's starting to look good. I see 2 no's, so I'm going to start seeing that that's a trend. My informal poll is saying that I could get away with maybe just brushing my hair, possibly pulling it back in a ponytail. No makeup required. If y'all turn to pillars of salt, don't blame me if you ever see that. All right, there we go. Oh my goodness. It's Tulip Fields. It's Tulip Fields. It's Tulip Fields. Oh, and I was going to tell you something that's kind of fun about this die is it's really a perfect size that if you wanted to do the die cut, you'd probably want to put them on it right side up. If you wanted to do the die cut across the bottom of your card, you could. Very simply, it would fit right across there. Just give a snip on either end and you'd be ready to go. I did it like this because you know me, I want to match my envelope, so I wasn't going to put a die cut on the front of my envelope. All right, guys, I appreciate it, and I hope you've enjoyed it. We would all match. There you go, Judy. Exactly right. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Please, please, please cash in on my special bundles, okay? It's a really good savings, and it's a great way to get a bunch of good stuff coming all at once. And a lot of freebies because of Celebration. Just throwing it out there. All right. See you guys next week. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you. Ta.